Good evening, everyone. Mazes okay once more speaking to us. Okay, so people, once more, this is Mazes okay here speaking to us. Welcome to my evening brief broadcast. I decided to make this broadcast as a tribute to an African president, one of whom many of you would know. So I think this composition was done for him today by what they call the Tanzanian All Stars, who died. He died yesterday in the person of President Magufuli. Magufuli. He was the Tanzanian president. Tanzanian president who died yesterday. One of those, one of the rare moments that one thinks, okay, is someone really worth mentioning. I did have a video today. Someone sent me a video today saying his body was being moved from the hospital where he died, and the people were, you can see the people crying. And there is one thing that struck me. Like the former Ghanaian president, he died in his own country. Now ask you, where do your leaders die? In Nigeria, where do they die? They only die in foreign countries. You know, they come for election, they promise you that once they come into office, they will ban medical tourism, they will ban this, they will ban the other one, and everybody's shouting, and after your shout, what happens? They do what they know how to do best. Let me play this tribute for him. Majonzi yametanda kote, Magufuli, rest in peace. Lala salama baba, rest in peace. Magufuli, rest in peace. Lala salama baba, rest in peace. Magufuli. Umeondoka jembe, we don't know what to do. Umetuacha kweke Tanzania. Wala ndio yeye katupea, tena ndio yeye kachukua. Uchungu umetujaa twasonona. Usafiri salama baba Magufuli. Njia hii ni moja, sote Okay, so you can see within 24 hours of passing away, his country already done something very nice for him. That shows you how his people actually took him. There are five things that he was known for. I remember a BBC article of 2019. And in that article, it was actually a summary of what he was known for. He had, like every other person or most African leaders that really want to make change, he started with foreign travel. In the first week when he came into office, that was in November of 2015, Magufuli halted all foreign trip for public servants. Now, imagine for 1 second if that could be done in your own home country. He stopped all foreign trip. Though there was, obviously exceptions in cases of emergency. Approval could be granted by Mogofoli or his head of civil service. He said that. So, for you to really go back to him, because he's not going anywhere. Yeah, and that was when I started taking note. The other one was when he appropriately got into a hospital and saw that there were, saw people lying on the floor, he took action. And that's what leadership meant. Leadership meant that you should see something going wrong and you should fix it. The moment he started doing that, I mean, he was welcomed with open hands by the public. Civil servants were often seen as wasting taxpayers' money by the virtue of their frequent foreign trips. Know that there was a time your own president was in the United Kingdom for over 100 days, 102 days, I think, and you had a presidential jet parked there. Oyibo people, you pay per day. So whether you want to leave it for 10 years, that's your money. If you the day you need to come and take it, if you can't pay, they hold it. So that means we wasted that money. We paid. Now the question is, what was your president at that moment suffering from that could not be taken care of in the country? And they had also in that time a what they call the Asorok Clinic, where they've mapped out really, really huge amount of money. Mm. And when he became, when Magufuli became the president himself, never traveled outside East Africa since he became president. He has only toured neighboring countries. I mean, promoting local and neighboring economy. He's gone to Uganda, Kenya, Rwanda, you know, and I think the longest he made was in Ethiopia, I think, where he attended African Union meeting. It shows you a man who is ready and willing and to work for his people. He was the one that started live parliamentary broadcasts. Before him, the previous government of Jakaja was really, really, meshed and mixed, put out with corruption. But here you have a man, in this case, suddenly began to see things differently. Parliamentary debates about Richmond scandals that happened in his own country at that time, when a contract was improperly awarded to a US based electricity firm, which invariably resulted in the resignation of Prime Minister Edward Luasa in 2008. These things, since he came in, the broadcast now began to happen live. However, it's not going to be all praise, all praise, all praise. Um, he also started, issues also with political rallies. As soon as he took office, Magufuli made it clear that he did not want to see political leaders crisscross in the country, doing their usual thing the politicians do. I said to, when you hear something like that, you say to yourself, okay, welcome to Nigeria. I wish you could come here and see how they pay people 3,000 to 5,000 naira to vote. And, it's, our system can be so sometimes very messy. Okay. Now, but the two things stood out. For me, one of the things that really endeared me to him was the first point I mentioned. And the second one was when he made a decision that gold and copper oil should no longer go for export. In August, I mean, he took over in November, August, so less than a year, Magufuli announced a total ban on the export of metallic mineral concentrates. So no more exportation. Imagine for 1 second if Nigeria that produces cocoa bans cocoa being exported and start establishing cocoa factories in their own local soil. Switzerland is known for, you know, having the best um, chocolates, yet they do not have one single tree of cocoa being grown in the Switzerland. Imagine many of you that like cheese. You produce no dairies from cows, but you can, you become a world producer of cheese, yet you do not have the raw materials. But here in your own continent, you have the raw materials. But because we have people of incompetent in power, they appear, obviously, nothing bothers them. All they know and all they see is their pockets. At that moment, miners in Tanzania had been sending heaps of earth containing metallic ore to Asia and Europe for smelting, something they could have done within their country. They said there was no, it's low commercial value. But while that was going on in 2017, the country largest gold mine, the London listed Acacia Limited, was accused of flouting the ban. Then what do you want Mr. Magufuli to do? Mr. Magufuli, as he was fondly called as the bulldozer, ordered the seizure of more than 250 of its containers at the wharf of Dar es Salaam. That's, in my view, a leader. I read some articles from Guardians that time. I read some articles from I think one of the articles from BBC, they called him an authoritarian or whatever, But listen, who cares? It's about the love of the nation. You basically care what others think, what they call you, if you're doing the right thing. So that's why I'm dedicating this evening, part of my conversation this evening to him, because he was a man that came, he fought a good fight. I do not allow my love for him, my likeness for him, distort my sense of reasoning. There is one of the things he did that I obviously also it didn't sit well with me. I didn't like it. He said that's what they call the pregnant schoolgirls. Mogofoli, or rather, okay, he didn't, in actual sense, initiate the ban, though he did not stop it or have make any attempt to overturn the stipulation that pregnant schoolgirls be expelled. So he reinforced it. And I found that a little bit awkward. If a girl gets pregnant, yes, it is not wanted, but it's happened. If she still wants to go to school, why would you then expel her? That's one of the, you know, minor points that I had with him. And obviously, now yesterday he died. It's been said that he had heart disease. Hence my worry when he started saying the things he was talking about COVID. He was saying that COVID isn't real. He was saying that he was laughing at Kenya. He was laughing at neighboring countries that, you know, put serious measures to checkmate the spread of COVID. Was laughing at them, saying, "Oh, if you don't need that because the thing is not real." But at some point, he moved from saying it's not real to saying, "If you pray, then." I think let me quickly look for some of his quotes, and I find it a little bit Let me share, one or two of his quotes because I found them. It's sad that actually you know, he gave in. He gave in. Let me quickly share this. You can see my screen, right? Okay. So here is one of those that I want to share with you. Is this? Let me highlight it. Some of because sometimes I like to read a leader's quotes. So one of his quotes is, "The way to treat a ball is to squeeze it out," and I have made it my responsibility to do that. I know squeezing out a ball hurts, but unfortunately, there are no two ways about it. Well, that's fine. I agree. Now, this is where my issue is. He says, "These holy places are where God is. My fellow Tanzanian, let us not be afraid of going to praise Him. That is well and good." However, one of the quotes that he did on the corona is this: "Corona cannot survive in the body of Christ. It will burn." This is exactly what I did. This is exactly why I did not panic while taking the Holy Communion. Okay. Holy Communion, the way they do it. You take and you pass it across. That's the normal, conventional way of doing Holy Communion. And it can easily be passed from Mr. A to Mr. B. And it worries me if a man of his stature is behaving in that manner. At some point, he actually declared that Tanzania is not, it's COVID-19 free. Sadly, I read that he died of complications from COVID. And it is indeed sad because, he died at age of 61. 61. What they're saying that even before he died, the opposition in his own country, as of last week, were already saying he had contracted COVID. That's why because at some point he was not seen in the public for about 2 weeks. At some point, he was not seen in the public for about 2 weeks. And sad that he came to that point. Honestly, really sad that he came to that point. If I just oppose that to what is happening in Nigeria, in as much as he is good, but I think the stand he took against the fight against COVID was a little bit naive and a little bit sadly on so unserious for someone of his stature. And driving that point home, it reminds me of the one you have in Kogi State today. He has always said that his state is COVID free, remain to be seen. Now, there is the opportunity to do vaccine, and he's saying he's not going to do it. I begrudge no one, but I think as a leader, you must find a way to strike a fair balance. Okay, strike a fair balance. One would have thought, okay, do your thing, even if you don't want to take it. You mustn't if you decide not to, but not that you tell the you make it that public because people look up to you. I would conclude with the following. I was sent this video saying this is him being brought home. Okay, ask yourself this question. This is a question for you. You can type it in the comment section. If those that govern you today, in the person of Magufuli, if they die today, if they're no more today, what will you be doing? Will you be crying like the people of Tanzania? Will you buy kunu, fermented one at that matter? Will you buy ompa? Or will you buy abaramu no ogu? Will you buy udi up wine? Think about it. It's no joke. Think about it. How people treat few when their leader, whom they don't even know when they die, is a reflection of the connection that they had with the leader while he was alive. Ask yourself today, in your little cycle, if you're no more, would the people actually cry? Or would they just say, thank God he's no more here? Yeah? Some people are not well. I'm already seeing some people saying that they will buy heroes 3 bottles. Oh dear, you buy hero 3 bottles. Okay, so let's now come down to Nigeria. Once more, rest in peace, big brother. You fought the good fight, and may your soul rest in peace. Amen. Now, let's quickly dive down here in Nigeria. You see, the country is in a mess. Part of my this evening title says this: Nigerians have decamped from Nigeria mentally. Since my adult life, since a couple of decades, never seen Nigerians in this way. Nigerians have mentally, people say just like when politicians want camp, they say, we are no longer part of this, we've decamped. Nigerians have mentally decamped. That's the lowest bit any nation can get to. Why is it so? For those of you who are leaders, pretending you do not understand what's happening, listening and watching me this evening, know ye that your people have taken a decision. It is equal to vote of no confidence. Vote of no confidence. The people have said, no, you guys are not doing enough. That's why. That's why people have mentally decamped. Mentally. No one. People now get angry. You say you're a Nigerian, they say Nigeria Buogidia. And it comes to a point that if you have a discussion about Nigerian, it doesn't mean you are a one Nigerianist, but you risk everybody calling you a one Nigerianist. You're one Nigerianist just because you're having a conversation. So people having a conversation about something doesn't mean you're a promoter of that. Okay. So now, where do we stand? I tell us one thing. I think it is time for the people to build their own. Build your own. Let me show us of a video of what I mean. Build your own. There is something I found out and it really gladdened my heart. It's called the Enugu Business Park. Enugu Business Park. I do not have the entire details, but I found the video really interesting. I think I had a conversation with one of the I think Commissioner of Works that once told me about the dry pot that they are planning to build at the Night Mile corner. I think I need to follow up on that actually. But when I saw this video, let me not speak much. I'll let you watch that.
This is what is about to come.
So this is it's called the
Enemies
Lion Business
were
Park,
inviting
Enugu. Let me make it
all
bigger
our
actually.
brothers all over the world to come back home to invest. We are tired of investing our money outside Eastern Nigeria. So we're asking you people to come down to Eastern Nigeria to invest. This is Enugu State. This is our own divide. This is our own divide. We're asking you people to come down to invest. This is the prototype, the plan. What is about to come. The particular red line is the market itself. This is the market itself. All these are other sections. A lot of things is about to spring up from here. By the time I go inside, I'll still show you some more. All we are seeing is what about to take place in Enugu State. It's not a child's play. 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 We are going back home. We are going back. We are going back home. We are tired of staying in the foreign lands.
So you're watching this. I don't know what your take will be, but when I saw that, it really spoke to my concept of whatever we, because nobody knows what will become of Nigeria. The people have decamped from Nigeria mentally, and when is the burial date, if at all, nobody knows. um Everyone is just basically trying to find a way to get out. However, and this is a clear message for my people, the people of Ndibo, the Asian people. I think it is time, when we talk about Akuluono, the practicality of it must now begin to go to the next level. And that's why this particular um, this particular project, it's exciting because you can see a lot of thoughts that went into that, and that's why in all ramifications, I think many of you that wish to know more about that, you can Google the Lion Business Park Enugu. I do not have details, please, so don't call me to ask me about. I do not have further detail than that. Okay. So, but probably in the course of the week, I can try and do one or two things, but I do not have further detail than that. Only reason why I shared it is because it was sent to me. I found it interesting that it is time now for action. The fight, the battleground has moved. It's no longer in the way of the old. The battleground is now here. Apply it wisely and liberate yourself. Apply it wisely. Because when you look at the entity called Nigeria, the way you might consider something that you are enjoying it is not something the other person says that way. I remember in 2011 election that saw Yaradua emerge. No, sorry, 2011 that saw, no, that saw Goodluck Jonathan, is it? Wow. Yeah, 2011 saw Goodluck Jonathan emerge. I saw one. I saw one interview from one interview. The guy was sorry. After voting, he was asked if he has voted, if he was happy that he voted, and this was his response. So I was just saying, I wish I can see that guy now. Let me ask him after 11 years, or 10 years, or as the case may be, if he's still happy. Because that time I think he voted for Muhammadu Buhari. And obviously Buhari didn't win, but let's hear him once more again.
All right. Have you voted?
I'm voted, yeah.
Okay, so
I'm happiness, I'm voted, yeah.
tell me your feeling after voting today.
Yeah, after voting, I'm feeling okay. What I want, I get it on the result. I'm getting the party I want is the one going on. Thank you for that.
What are you expecting from these people you voted?
I'm voted, they can do what you want, and then when they want, what they want, inshallah, we're happiness more, isn't it? So then please, I want to beg them, we suffer almost 10 hours, we are standing because of what we want. We need change. And then the person we need, he's the one on the party we want, isn't it? So please, we want change.
Change? What kind of change?
The change of situation which we are now.
What is the situation you are in?
Situation of sufferness. Isn't it? Yeah, we are suffer. How many years? As you see, 12 years forward. I mean, almost 40 something years. I don't know what is government did for you. Is it come out of this like this radio? I don't know. I don't know. Actually, yeah. I have to complain. I mean, Nigeria really. Almost 40 something, I don't know what is government. So I need change. The person I know is going to change this thing by force, whether the leader they want or not. Any person which is bad, he must escape in this country, or he be hidden like how they are hiding a poor people inside prison, which you don't have a court attendant. Inshallah, we need Buhari to change this country.
Yowa, ba magana, we need change. Change. The party we want is the one going on. The party we want is going on. So what is we want to change. Whether you move from change to change. Oh dear. See the funny thing here. Sorry, I must laugh. I mean, this life too short. After all, Magufuli don't me. So who knows when he go come? I beg laugh. See why this thing is funny. If they never voted Buhari in, nobody, everybody, even the educated one, everybody will be sitting somewhere thinking, because look at towards the end, he said, if they vote him in, everybody would be escaping in this country. So now, oh dear, pardon me laughing, but I couldn't control it. So the party we want is. He was asked which party did he vote for. He said the party we want is the party going on. I like this party. Oh. This party makes sense. Whew, oh God, Nigerians are not gonna kill me. The party we want is the one going on. So everything. So let's say the party they voted in.
Livestock. Livestock plant.
National livestock.
I would talk about it. He doesn't know. He doesn't. I think he doesn't know.
These are all directed at Mr. President. So corruption, yes, let me know. He can talk for
He
himself.
doesn't know. He doesn't.
I want Nigerians to give you another opportunity to do another 4 years. Why?
Well, I
He doesn't know.
I think
So
All right. Have you Voted.
I'm voted, yeah.
Okay, sure.
I'm happiness, I'm voted, yeah.
Tell me your feeling after voting today.
Yeah, after voting, I'm feeling okay. What I want, I get it with the result. I'm getting the fact I want is what.
See? So the fatty. Oh, yeah. In here. The, the fatty he wants is the one going on. Oh, dear. I beg, make una no take life too serious. Man, no go die here. Are you not happiness you voted? The fatty I voted is the fatty going on. Oh, wetin I go do? Wetin? Okay, calm down, calm down, calm down. The fatty I want is the fatty going on. But on a serious note, you have a government that appears incompetent in trying to secure the nation. I think that was yesterday. I watched one of the retired colonel in an interview with an Arise TV, and he said the following. Watch.
We cannot, and I repeat, we cannot negotiate with these guys. We've got what it takes to crush them off. You only begin to negotiate when you've not done your homework, when you've not put in all what you should put in place. So when they have taken over your kids or your citizens and hold them ransom, there is nothing you can do. Any attempt at rescue operation, there will be high collateral damage. You will lose nearly half or over three-quarters of them. And what you are compelled to start negotiating. As a country with a strong defense force, haven't actually equipped your inventory, my God, you go out there and crush the enemy. That is what I expect from Nigeria. We did this in Liberia, we did this in Sierra Leone, we did it in the... What is happening with us? Is this Nigeria? Our sovereignty is threatened. Bandits have taken over this country. And we are watching. We are watching. For Christ's sake, we must save this country.
All right. Have you voted?
I'm voted, yeah.
Okay, sure.
I'm happiness, I'm voted, yeah.
Tell me your feeling after voting today.
Yeah, after voting, I'm feeling okay. What I want, I get it on with the result. I'm getting the party I want is the one going on. Thank you for that.
What are you expecting from these people you voted?
I'm voted, they can do what you want, and then when they want, what they want, inshallah, we have.
So, inshallah, you are now happiness more because the fatty you want is going on. Now, it's happiness because I'll tell you it's happiness. The fatty is going on because the fatty is going on. You can do what you want, when you want, ever you want it. So, say go Benny, inshallah. So when I see him, anytime I hear this the fatty we want, it just
All right. Have you voted?
I'm voted, yeah.
Okay, sure.
I'm happiness, I'm voted, yeah.
Tell me your feeling after voting today.
Yeah, after voting, I'm feeling okay. What I want, I get it on with the result. I'm getting the party I want is the one going.
Please. Oh dear, please pardon me. I think the fatty. Oh, behave yourself. So I think the fat.
All right. Have you voted?
I'm voted, yeah.
Okay, sure.
I'm happiness, I'm voted, yeah.
Tell me your feeling after voting today.
Yeah, after voting, I'm feeling okay. What I want, I get it on with the result. I'm getting the party I want is the one going.
Sorry, the fatty, the fatty, the, fa- the fatty must. DJ, DJ of the music, the fatty must. Hey, Chideke God of Nazareth, Beacon. Whew, the fatty must go on because aborted, and the fatty must continue. You know, the fatty. Raf said, Raf Yunus said, Mazi, this is not a laughing matter. Honestly, I hope I can stop laughing. Are you not enjoying the fatty? Look, the fatty is good. The fatty is good. The fatty is happening. Listen, get real. The party is about to go. Now, get your dancing shoe. Why won't you have party? A nation that produces oil, yet no refinery is working. Guess what? Who is your petroleum minister? Where is your roadmap? And you're telling me it's not funny? You want me to be crying? It is damn funny. The whole thing is just a mess. To cry? Listen, develop your own place. The key word is develop your own place. I am excited about the Lion Business House or Business Complex in Enugu. I'm excited that a couple of things will happen. For many of you who do not know, flights will resume at the Akane International Airport on the 3rd of May. You know, there were some reasons why the long delay, but I think Port Harcourt will start on the 27th of April. 1 week later, Enugu will resume. Kano will resume, I think, on the 3rd or 9th. I think either 3rd or 9th of April. So it's staggered. So sadly, we had pushed for Enugu to open for Easter. Not many of you know that, but that was initially, so that many diasporans coming in, especially those that have taken the vaccine, they can fly into. But not everything will blame on the federal government. The reason why Enugu is not opening before Easter is on us, our own issue. Again, I'm not here this evening to begin to lay blame on anyone. A lot of conversation, a lot of, kicking people's behind had happened behind the scene. The good news, however, is many of you watching me from the diaspora, planning to come home for Christmas, you could begin to look for flights that can now land, if COVID tallies, that COVID is going to no longer be with us, then it's visible. The airport runway is done. There are just minor few things that needed. I think one is about 480 million. The other one is about 264 million or thereabout, which there is push to push them into the Federal Airport Authority 2021 spending plan in order for those to be done. So, having said that, it is what it is. Nigeria has become the book of lamentation. Therefore, my strategy is go back to what that define you. I am defined by my Igbo-ness. I am an ancient person. Abum onye Igbo. Abum onye Igbo. Therefore, if If the Yoruba nation wants to go and develop their Yoruba nation, and that's what they should be doing, then we must work for the great Igbo nation. A lot that is happening is no longer for the camera glare. These things now are happening. We are getting serious. The Anambra Airport is coming on stream. They are working so hard to prove me wrong because I called it a scam, and a scam it was. Because you promised us the Chinese would do it, and sadly the Chinese didn't. We are now using our money to do it. Isn't that a scam? So if something that would not cost you anything, wait, somebody tells you, come, give me this land, I will build it, I will manage the airport. You give the person land. Eventually, the person makes you pay for the money, or rather, the person didn't, whatever happened, I don't know the details, but you ended up using your money to build that same infrastructure. What would you say? Was that the initial original agreement? In my view, no. What is it? If you say, why you? Not from my mouth. But, however, the good thing is a cargo airport, and that cargo airport will serve the people of the Southeast. Originally, from what the governor said last year when he visited the Minister of Aviation, that the Enugu Akanibiam International Airport Enugu will be ready for use in April 2021. However, from the photos we had last week, that's me again. I'm being very objective. Nothing. If for me, if you ask me, the airport should have been ready 10 years, 15 years ago, but it's not. I'm one of those that want the airport to be ready. I travel a lot. It's easier for me if I leave my house now. I'm just go down to Truaka, go to Umueri and fly. Then it's good, right? But it's not going to be ready. We don't know when it's going to be ready, but I pray it's going to be ready before the governor leaves in November, because it must. That's the only tangible legacy that I can see. The other bridges in Aoka, they're all cracking. They put barriers, heavy loads, heavy trucks don't go on them. But if you go to Ebony, all the bridges that litters Ebony, trucks, everything, they go on top of it. I don't know why the one in Oka, you have barriers. Okay, so at the at the end of the day, it is what it is. I think hold on, where is this question? Someone is talking about the narrow gauge. I think those of you following me on Twitter has already, you would have known my tweet, my issue on that, on the narrow gauge. And many of you who replied that I am looking at it from a sectional angle. Sorry about that. I couldn't do something else. You couldn't do the southwest to north. You do them standard gauge. What is standard gauge? That is now the new. I mean, it's like, put it this way. You build infrastructure for the southwest to the south to the northwest. That is Lagos, Kaduna, be whatever. You build all those infrastructures. You use like 4G or 5G. Then you come to the southeast, you use 3G. Check them very well now. Does it make sense? I understand that for those of you who do not know, the main line, Port Harcourt, Meduguri, is actually nothing new. It's just refurbishment. The same refurbishment that the Goodluck Jonathan administration did, apart from where erosion caught them between Umuahia and Aba, as I visited there about 2019 December, I think. It's only refurbishment. It goes through Enugu Makodi. That's it. To Medugri. It's fine. It's an old line. Colonial masters. It's an old line. It's an old colonial masters line. So it's nothing new. Nothing new. However, there are some minor extensions and diversions that are going to be new ones. The spurs that will get into Onitsha, I believe, the spurs that will get into Owerri. Then I ask myself, sometimes the people that govern Nigeria will make you sick. I am yet to understand how they will do they said it's Abo connecting Onitsha. They will cross the river Niger. If I remember, the original second Niger bridge had a rail link. The current one doesn't. Does it mean they're going to construct another rail to cross over the river Niger or what? That's not my forte. That's not my area of specialization. But in as much as I have decided to talk more on developments and projects within the Southeast and also hold those doing those projects to account. So, to your question, my brother, I am not happy with the narrow gauge, but the way it appears now, because it appears the loan has been granted. I remember that Abaribe raised that question when that loan was applied. I don't know if eventually got answers, but the day I'm just keeping quiet now. Let them actually start. You know, they said a man was told what's it called? A native doctor was to inflict him with diarrhea. And he said, well, inflict me, let that come, let me see. So Otolo, that's where I am at the end of the day. So Adrian said infrastructure should be secondary, human development in the everyone has a passion. You can't impose your own passion to me. So if you know whatever your passion is, do it. That's one thing is nobody must follow your path. Carve a niche for yourself, follow your path, stick to it. If you're like people from my community, they know, oh yeah, we have a community hall, we want to fence it. And I told them I'm not interested, I'm not keeping a dime. But when it comes to giving computers to schools, building schools, equipping their libraries, that's where I spend my money. Many of you don't know. That's where I spend my money. And I keep doing, ensuring that these young children, that they are happy. And as long as they are happy, voila, then we're all good. Maz, anyway, pushing for Onitsha Seaport. I hope you saw a barge that sank in in Lagos the other time. After I saw that video, I said, now, wow, if not like this, they take barges, they carry this thing, they go, people, container go to sink. Wow. It's better the container fall for dry land so we can pick whatever is remaining there as opposed to falling and sinking. And our people, when they import, they might tell them a comprehensive insurance is 550 euros or pounds or dollars or whatever. They will say, no, forget it. Nothing will happen. I cover it in the blood of Jesus. So after covering it, then you come back home, the thing just was inside the water. Anyway, people, that's me for this evening. And I thank you very much for joining me. I tried as much as possible not to go for more than an hour. As you all know, many say that it takes time. I say, well, it's normally fun when you join me when this is live, but for those of you that watch it later, would always kind of find it a little bit maybe long-winded. Braveheart says, glad I found this channel. Thank you very much. I hope you've also subscribed to the channel, Braveheart. And many of you, I believe the super chat is still on, not being used for a very long time. As you are going to do another talk on Anambra International Airport, at least give kudos. I believe you understand what I meant. I never said I didn't give them kudos. I gave them kudos, but listen, my job, for many of you to know, my job is I do IT project management, right? So that's my full-time job. IT project management consultancy. So I deal with a lot of timelines and deadlines, and I take them serious. So that's why when government says something, I put them in my calendar. Oh, DK Benjamin. Wow, that's fantastic. Super chat. Wow, DK Benjamin, super chat. Thank you very much. See? Can someone beat him on that? Already subscribed. Yeah, thank you very much, Braveheart. So what I was saying is when government say they're going to do something in 3 months, if it's me building a house, I say I'm going to deliver this house because the tenants are going to move in on so date. Of course, why wouldn't I deliver? So, but why wouldn't, when government say something, why can't they keep it? It's as simple as that. So they keep it, right? At the end of the day, I appreciate that the governor is building an airport. It is their job, so he's not building with his personal money. It is the taxes that you and I pay as Indian number and the shares due to us. That is what he's using. It's not his personal money. So let nobody blackmail us or blackmail you and I to thinking that the governor is doing us a favor. No. He's not doing us a favor. It is it is his responsibilities. It is his responsibility. So, well, we also say in Igbo, okay, we say thank you. Thank you for not running away with the money. You're building an airport. That's fine. But you must also learn to keep with time. If you say it's going to be done, we keep pushing. We need to get there. We look at this bridge. We say we'll do this bridge. The only person that actually surprises me and delivers before time is the Ebonyi State governor. I was in Ebonyi State Airport January. If I show you the airport as of today being the 18th of March, you wouldn't believe it. You would think if they'd work day and night. I was what they call the Ebonyi State International Market. No, sorry. Shopping mall. In January, in less than 3 months, if you see where they are now, or is it the School of Nursing? Please, I want all of you to listen, nobody pays me, right? Nobody pays me. That's why I can bloody say the things I want to say, and I owe no one any apology. You want me to be praising you, do the right thing, govern well, that's all. There was no other reason why you were elected. You're not elected just to run convoy like mad people from point A to point B. No. Do your effing job. If you do your job well, of course, we discuss them. That's why it hurts me that we're not discussing. Look, a nation like Nigeria is approving $1.5 billion to build, to ref, to repair refinery in Port Harcourt. For how many years now? Those that work in Port Harcourt refinery, in Kaduna refineries, they go to work. They are not refining a dime oil, not one dropping. They get pay. They get allowances. They go home. They sleep. How can you be paying for unproductivity? How? I think Yaradua made a mistake, honestly. In as much as I like Yaradua made a mistake by reversing the sale of those refineries that was done by Obasanjo. Obasanjo did the right thing. Look, do you know that Nigerian LNG product is the only a project is the only thing that actually that functions in Nigeria? Why? Because it has 51% private equity and 49. You cannot see anyone with cucumber brain working in LNG. Check out. You can't. But go to NMPC. You only talk about quota. You only talk about what. I think let me leave that conversation. Is a conversation for another day. I don't want to get angry, honestly. I don't want to get angry, but because this fatty, the fatty that is going on, this fatty, the fatty is make me happy. This fatty.
All right. Have you voted?
I'm voted, yeah.
Okay, so
I'm happiness, I'm voted, yeah.
tell me your feeling after voting today.
Yeah, after voting, I'm feeling okay. What I want, I get it on the result. I'm getting the party I want is the one going on. Thank you for that.
What are you expecting from these people you voted?
I'm voted, they can do what you want, and then when they want, what they want, inshallah, we'll happiness more. Is it?
So, inshallah, you are happiness more. Are you happiness more? Are you watching me now? Are you happiness more? Inshallah, we are happiness. Ngozi says fatty voter, fatty voters again. Sorry, I can. Whenever I hear that is so. If you're voting, you should. Ngozi says Beke be chaka. So on a serious note, I think Yaradua was a good man. Richard Mokangu says Yaradua was a good man. He wanted the government to own their refineries. Like, well, yes, but there is one thing with wanting and knowing the reality. Listen, if you live abroad, you may want, oh, Biafran first son wants to come to the top chart. Wow, he topped it. This is super chart. Now this is in the greatest currency on earth, Egi Igwe. So what was I saying? I lost my train of thought now. Okay, let me go back to Yaradua. Biafran first son. Thank you very much. So what I was saying is, Yaradua was a good man. That is correct. But there is something, my analogy will be, if you're, let's say you're in London, you haven't visited home for 5 years, and you're sending money for your people to build house for you, it's not the same thing as if they are building their own house for themselves. The tendency that the money you're sending will get into a voicemail is there. You need to understand the peculiarity of the people you're dealing with. Now, in the case of Nigeria, The decision when LNG project was done to do it 51-49 made the private sector have more interest. And as long as the private sector gets involved, what happens is they have every right, and their interest there is to make profit and maximize profit. The same argument I know people have spoken to who are going for sorry, people I know now who are going for the Enugu Onitsha Expressway, and I know what I'm doing for them, and I believe honestly that is the way to go. If I have 200 million today to buy equity in that company, of course I will do it because I know it's a money spinning venture. Do Enugu Onitsha Expressway, 4 or 5 lanes both sides. Put toll gate, maybe one at Oka, one at maybe one at Amansi, one at Omonyo, whatever. The other one at Ninth Mile. Collect toll. If there is any single pothole on that road, it will be fixed within 24 hours. If you're driving on that road, because cameras will be there, the road causes an accident or whatever, those companies, listen, the world is moving on. We cannot, my problem is that because the world is moving on, many of us that engage on international projects, sometimes we come back and we say, I mean, something must be wrong with our psyche. Something must be fundamentally wrong. Because if not, why are we everybody is just so tired wanting to decamp because we're only talking cow, 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 cow. If you're not talking about cow, you're talking about bandits. And I say, where are the people? Why can't the people get angry enough? For Christ's sake, if you want to put an end to this madness, you can. When Osisi Kanku was terrorizing Abia in Aba, people ran away. Remember, under TOG, before 2015, around 2010, 11, people deserted Aba. I know many people that moved to Lagos. Till today, they have never returned to Aba. They just like that, they stayed. But the same hand with which you hug a child is the same hand you use in spanking that child. The day they say in Igbo, "Areti nwata ive mbosi owufu mmanụ kama mbosi owufu ogulu akwụ." I don't know how to translate that. Pardon me on that. For those of you who understand Igbo will know what I mean. The day Osisi Kanku kidnapped children was the day a line was drawn. And I expect my brothers and sisters in the north, by the virtue of this kidnap of your sons and daughters, you must rise up and say, enough is enough. Take whatever it means, whatever means necessary, and rescue yourself. Because you can see it, no help in sight. Many of you might argue, yeah, but it was the Nigerian army that killed Osisi Kanku. Yes, Nigerian army are not ghosts. They are not mind readers. Army was drafted. Those drafted were not Easterners. They don't even speak the local language. They don't even know the local terrain. The people, I believe the people of Ngwa, gave intels on how this guy was captured. And he was killed, and that one, within 2-3 weeks, the whole thing died down. The whole thing died down. But now it's died down now. About how far? Are you going to blame Abuja too? About how far? Someone sent me an inbox the other day with a couple of pictures saying, Mazi, a lot is happening in Aba now. They have built this road, they have built this road. I say, I don't publish the ones I didn't verify. Wait, I'm coming. I'll come to Aba very soon. Aba, get ready for me. They come. Maybe next week, maybe 2 weeks time, I don't know. I don't tell anyone when I come in. I want to see Aba myself. Or maybe I'll wait when it starts raining. because now I don't trust anybody. I heard where they said that the Imo State governor has built 48 roads. I said, huh, this road. Are you sure? Are you sure it's not the Korocha type of China road? I don't know. I'm not saying he hasn't built, though, but I'm not going to go any other way to inspect anything. I will only come when it starts raining. So we'll see, right? We will see how it goes. People, it's always good having conversations, and many of you who can type fast, having conversation with you guys, and reading your comment and taking. You can see the type of people we've been dealing with, and that is why they destroy education in the East. Mm, I disagree, my brother. Nobody destroyed education in the East. We destroyed education in the East ourselves, because if we decide to build the best schools, no one was going to stop us. You know why I said that? When I decided to, in my community, when the school was like really, really in a bad shape, and I decided to intervene. This was around 2006, 7. So it's not be today. So you go, that will tell you, not be today. Nyash day for back. So we are not new in these. Call it activism, call it speaking out. So it's not like someone woke up now. While I speak up, I also obviously, when things doesn't go right, you sometimes you do your own intervention. So I want to show us something. I want to show us something. For some of you, you can go to my Twitter page. You can see a pinned message on my Twitter. Let me but for the benefit of the conversation that I want to engage in now, let me quickly share this. So let's look at this. Why I'm saying this is, in my own community, right? Look at this. This is where kids go to school. Look, this was the one, or the one, like the proper one they were using, because these ones are gone. You can see this is because this is a photo collage. These ones were gone. You can see this one here. Here on the middle right is gone. Here is gone. So this was how the school really, really blown off. But here is myself, sweating it out. Me. It's not that, and I have my good friend, a classmate, Sebastian then, who also was with me there. So now here we were sweating it out to build and to get this 7 classroom block built. Again, trying to engage the youth, play football with them, teach them, blah, blah, blah. Where am I driving at? The only thing I'm saying is, yes, we can always criticize, but we can also get involved. And getting involved means when these guys don't know how to do it, you get involved and you do. And in doing that, you set examples. That's why I'm kind of so happy when some of you argue, oh, if Ebonyi has airport, why would Anambra have airport? And so what? Build the best. Do you know the distance? Google it with your phone. The distance between Luton to Gatwick, no, Stansted in England to Luton. Heathrow to Gatwick, and Heathrow to London City. That's 5 airports within a space radius of 150 miles. Of course, 5. They are serving their various purposes. The main hub remains Heathrow. Stansted serves its own holiday destinations. For some airlines, Luton serves its own holiday destinations. For some airlines, Gatwick is a hub. For some airlines, you leave Heathrow, you drive barely 100 miles, you have Bristol. It's an airport. Even before you get into Reading, where they call, where they have the British car auction, you have an airstrip. It serves its own purposes as well. For the doctors, you never know that doctors own planes, they fly, just all these small planes. So no infrastructure is a waste. And one thing we have to also know is that in building more airports, it creates its own job, because airport is a catalyst for development. The moment you have airports, private developers will come, they will build malls, they will build parks, they will build businesses, development begins to spring. Hence, when people don't understand why I normally get angry, why in Enugu, Polo Park was converted into ShopRite. Because I believe if they had thought very well and deeper, ShopRite should have been used to create a suburb, a new city, map it out, use it. That's what they do all over the world. Many of you in Europe, you know that when Lidl, Audi, maybe Tesco, when they come in, they don't just come a corner, they go into places that are not developed. And when they build, developers come because obviously people will come. They say they want to come and have experience. So at some time, at some point, we have to make sacrifices and let our. So people, on that note, I would say thank you very much for joining me this evening, and thank you those who did super chat this evening. It's been wonderful speaking and having this conversation. But please, before I go, I'll leave you with this. I can see online here that many of you are fighting. You know, listen, irrespective of what you want, whether you want to do one nation, whether you want a restructured Nigeria, whether you want the Igbo nation, whether you want the Biafran confederation, because Biafra is a confederation, okay? So, whatever you want, remember that the only reason why you want that which you want is the love you have for your people, and because the current one you have now is no longer fit for purpose, is not serving the purpose which it was created. People say no one was asked when it was created. Of course, I agree. No one was asked. That's why everybody's unhappy, because no one agreed on anything. If people agreed on some basic principles of what to govern them, it would have been something different. But because it's not the case, so that's why I can see a lot of bickering here and there. However, please, there is no need fighting one another. 3 years ago, I made a video. I said that the solution to the madness happening is Southern unity. Many of you are referred to then as men and women who can't think. Insulted me then. Now, 3 years down the line, are you beginning to see what I saw then? That the solution, and again, I'm repeating it this night, the solution to the madness you see in Nigeria now is the unity of Southern Nigeria. however they want to take it. However you want to interpret that, kindly do. But think deep about it. Try to bring down your emotion and think deep in this statement. You would understand where I am coming from. On that note, I will say thank you very much for joining me this evening. I am still Mazi Ezoke. Have a wonderful evening. For those of you who are like us here, is 15, almost 15 minutes past 9 here. So I will say good night, everyone. Thank you.